welcome back to Birds on Outdoors. We're out here at the Skyway fishing pier tonight, and I want to share some tips and tricks that I learned over the years how to catch fish out here at the Skyway Bridge. Stay tuned as we dive into the tackle box and I show you my rigs and setups that I use out here at the bridge. Alright folks, well here we go. Let's get into this tackle box and I'll show you my gear setup afterwards. First thing we're going to have here is this 15-pound mono or fluorocarbon leader. This is what I use the most out here. This is what I get most of my fish with. I have the 15 and I have the 20-pound. I highly recommend using the 15 as much as possible. The lighter the leader, the better your chances are. Now I use that 15-pound leader with this 3/0 circle hook. Circle C hook 3/0. I use my leader, I attach it with a swivel here. Little tiny ball bearing swivel is what I use. And then I use a 2-ounce weight. The 2-ounce weight's important out here at the Skyway because the tide is really moving and you really want to get that bait on the bottom and sitting still as quickly as possible. Next we have some long shake hooks. Use these for free lining greenbacks for mackerel. Another 3/0 Circle C, just a different color. These hooks here are 9/0. I use these for grouper and bottom fishing for my larger fish on my larger pole. And I use, with those hooks, I like to use 80-pound leader because we are fishing in the rocks and you will break off and the line will chafe if you're not ready. For mackerel fishing, I like to use 30-pound test, 25 yards here on this Tsunami Pro. I use that along with a diamond jig, just like this here. I tie about 6 to 8 feet of leader between my lure and my trolling weight. This here is a 2-ounce trolling weight. You can use 3 or 4, just depending on what you like and what your setup is. The other great thing I love to use for mackerel fishing is this little crappie jig. You can use any color. This red, green, and white one here with this little flashy flake in it is the one I like the most. You always need a knife. For my grouper fishing, I got a 4-ounce weight here. And let's go back down to the bottom here. Got a pair of pliers. Need a pair of pliers. This is my tape measure for measuring fish. You need something so that you make sure everything you catch is legal. You can keep it so you don't get in trouble. Some more crappie jigs, couple pompano rigs, extra air bubbler for keeping my shrimp alive, extra line, and a popper rig with a bobber. And that completes my tackle box setup. And now I'll show you the rigs and poles that I use, and there we go. All right, folks, we're back. I'll show you my setup here. I use a sabiki rig to catch greenbacks with. You can buy them at any Walmart or Bass Pro, wherever. And I use the smallest hooks that you can get. These fish have really tiny mouths and they won't eat anything too big that won't fit in there. I connect my sabiki rig with a 1-ounce weight, a pyramid sinker, and then I drop it directly down by the pier to catch the greenbacks and bounce it off the bottom lightly and gently, and they'll hook up on their own. Next, my mackerel rig. I got my leader tied to my main line, and all I have is set up on here is just a little crappie jig that you can buy anywhere. White, green with the red head is what I use. And then you just toss this out there as far as you can. I know it's a lightweight, but then just start jigging it like you would. Let it sink down, pop it up, let it sink down, pop it up. They go crazy over this thing. It's absolutely insane. All right, and next, my bottom fishing rig that I use the majority of the time out here. I got my 30-pound main line tied to my swivel, the 2-ounce weight, and then I have 15 to 18 inches of 15-pound leader tied to my 3/0 hook. Hook my shrimp on here, my live bait, cut bait, whatever, and throw it out there into one of these rock piles. get your line tight, and wait for the fish to hook themselves. And there you have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Bird Zone Outdoors.